This is the story of Ahri. This is the story of a Vastaya who ran with foxes, who fed on the souls of mortals, who fell in love and lost everything, and who is now traveling the world to discover who she truly is. Prepare yourself, let's begin.
I see all that you desire.
Chapter 1. The Icefox of Shon-Xan. Ahri's earliest memories are not of a tribe, a family, or a home. Her earliest memories are of running through the snow in the northern reaches of Shon-Xan, a region in Ionia, with a pack of ice foxes. She knew, even then, that she was not truly one of them. There was a strange connection she felt to the world around her, a pull towards a magic she couldn't explain. But the pack accepted her. They saw her as a kindred spirit, and for a time that was enough. She was a Vastaya, an ancient race of demi-humans changed by the magic of the spirit realm. But she had no knowledge of her tribe, no memory of her parents. The only clues to her origin were two small, beautiful sunstones she had carried with her entire life. Living in the wild, her Vastayan abilities began to surface. She found she could channel the spirit realm within herself, enhancing her reflexes and, most importantly, manipulating the emotions of her prey. If she was careful, she could calm a panicked deer, making it serene and peaceful even as she and her packmates closed in for the kill. Chapter 2. The First Taste.
I'm famished.
For years, Ahri watched humans from afar. They were strange, coarse creatures, but she felt drawn to them for reasons she couldn't understand. One day, she came across a band of huntsmen camped nearby. She observed them from a distance, curious about their grim business. Then, one of them was struck by a stray arrow. As Ahri watched, she could feel his life force seeping away. It was an intoxicating sensation. Driven by an instinct she didn't know she had, she approached the dying man. As his life essence poured into her, carried on invisible strands of magic, something inside her awakened. She didn't just take his energy, she experienced flashes of his memories, the lover he had lost in battle, the children he had left behind. She subtly pushed his emotions from fear to sorrow to joy, comforting him with visions of a sun-soaked meadow as he died. When it was over, Ahri was transformed. Her sleek, white fur had receded. Her body was now long and lithe, taking on the shape of the humans who lay scattered around her. She was partially human, and she discovered that human words now came to her easily, like something from a half-remembered dream.
Refreshing!
Chapter 3. The Monster I Became.
The world is mine to discover.
The taste of human essence was overwhelming. It was more than just food. It was experience, emotion, life itself. Ahri left the Icefox pack behind and began to walk the fringes of human society. She used her profound beauty and her newfound charm to attract unsuspecting men. She would seduce them, and when they were under her spell, she would consume their life essence. With each soul she devoured, she felt more alive, more powerful. She grew drunk on memories that were not her own, exhilarated by the grief and woe she brought to her victims. But something began to change. As she took more lives, a strange sense of regret began to well up inside her. She started to see herself as mortals did. A monster. The memories she stole were not just of pleasure. They were of heartbreak, of loss, of the families left behind. The morality she was developing, a very human trait, began to clash with her predatory nature.
So many memories stir within me. Like this forest, I am wild. So much I want to see for myself. I wander, but I'm not lost.
Chapter 4. The Artist's Love Tragedy. Then, she met someone who would change everything. An artist stumbled upon her as she was hunched over a man, draining his life essence. Where others would have run in terror, he stayed. He saw past the monster.
You're not afraid of me, are you?
He offered his own life essence to her. not out of fear, but in exchange for her heart. For the first time in her life, Ahri let herself be loved. They spent their days in warmth and laughter. She curbed her hunger by feeding on him only a little, taking just enough to sustain herself. For the first time, she felt genuine happiness without having to fully consume someone. She would sit by a lake and watch him paint pictures of flowers, blissfully in love. But the hunger never truly went away. It was a part of her. One day, in a moment of lost control, her instincts took over. She completely drained her lover, killing the first and only person who ever truly loved her. Ahri fell into despair. The grief was all-consuming. She had finally found a love she thought would save her, and it was her own nature that destroyed it. She retreated even further from society, haunted by the memory of what she had done. Chapter 5. The Garden of Forgetting. Consumed by grief and regret, Ahri sought a way to escape the pain. Her travels led her to a mythical place in Ionia known as the Garden of Forgetting. There, she met its mysterious caretaker, an old woman known as the Eater of Secrets, or the Witch Gardener. Ahri called her Igilia, the Ionian word for great-grandmother, and begged her to take away the painful memories of her lover. The gardener warned her that forgetting was a fate worse than the pain, but she reluctantly agreed. She handed Ahri a budding snow lily and told her to breathe into it, to pour the memory she wanted to forget into the flower. As the flower began to consume the memory, Ahri was forced to relive her lover's death through agonizing visions. But then she saw another memory, the moment her lover had found her, covered in the essence of a dying man. She had begged him to leave, insisting she was too monstrous for him, but he refused. He declared that he loved her wholly, despite her monstrous nature. In that moment, Ahri realized the truth. Even though the memory was painful, it was also precious. It was proof that she had been loved, completely and unconditionally. To forget him would be to erase that love, and that was far worse than living with the pain. She tried to pull away, but the flower was not so willing to give up its meal. It dragged her back into the visions, and she began to suffocate on the flower's unnatural perfumes, hallucinating as dark vines and lilies began to overgrow the garden, trying to consume her. Using her Vastaean reflexes, Ahri fought her way free, escaping the garden just as it tried to claim her forever. The gardener watched her go, a sad look in her eyes, holding the now blackened flower that had tried to devour Ahri's love. Ahri left the Garden of Forgetting with a new resolve. She would live with her past pains and experiences, not try to forget them. Chapter 6. The Search for Origins. Determined to find a way to control her powers and understand her nature, Ahri became consumed with learning more about her origins and her lost Vastaean tribe. Her search led her to Omikailan, the once sacred grove of the god willow, a legendary tree that had been cut down thousands of years ago. There, she met powerful spiritual creatures protecting a new sapling, including Vastaean lords and a mighty fox spirit named Sinan Thousand-Tailed. She learned to embrace her wild nature and continued her search. A new lead came from a fortune teller named Hiren in an Ionian market. Hiren recognized Ahri's twin sunstones as the work of a master sculptor named Imilo. But the fortune teller's interest was not benign. She had drugged Ahri's tea and planned to cut off one of her tails, which were extremely valuable for potions. Paralyzed but not powerless, Ahri used her soul-devouring abilities to steal some of Hiren's essence, giving her the strength to move. Enraged, she began to consume the woman's memories. But as she saw flashes of Hiren's own difficult life, she felt empathy. Instead of killing her, Ahri devoured only the memory of their encounter, leaving Hiren to forget what had just happened. She left the market with a new name to follow: Imilo. Chapter 7. the bodyguard and the Shadow Isles. The trail of Imolo eventually led Ahri away from Ionia. To travel to the pirate city of Bilgewater, she realized she would need a bodyguard.
It's easier looking back, isn't it? The trick is seeing what lies ahead.
From what I hear, most likely thieves, beasts, and drink.
It is a lawless place, where you can decide your own fate. Besides, we're both looking for something, aren't we?
And you think we'll find it in Bilgewater?
I think we'll find many things.
Bilgewater, a port city like no other. Home to serpent hunters, dock gangs, and all manner of weird and wonderful folk from across the known world. No better place to seek your fortune and make your name.
During the Spirit Blossom Festival in the village of Welu, she found him, Yasuo, a lone swordsman searching for a purpose outside Ionia. She persuaded him to accompany her, hiring him as her protector, though she kept her true nature a secret from him. In Bilgewater, Ahri learned from a black market vendor that her tribe was called the Vesani. A Vesani sunstone had recently been purchased by a member of the Jagged Hook's pirate gang, and was now on its way to Grey Harbor. Yasuo, frustrated by her secrecy, finally confronted her. Ahri revealed her true nature as a Vestaya and her mission. That night, haunted by a nightmare of her dead lover, she feared the same fate would befall Yasuo. She slipped away in the night, heading to Grey Harbor alone. She tracked down a Jagged Hook's member and learned the truth. The Sunstone was no longer with the gang. It had been taken by the pirate king himself, Gangplank, who had set sail for the Shadow Isles.
There's only one way in Bilgewater. Mine.
Determined, Ahri traveled to the cursed Shadow Isles alone. There, she encountered and befriended the nature spirit Makai. He explained his sorrow. He had once helped the Blessed Isles flourish before the ruination. He revealed that Gangplank had allied with the wicked wraith Thresh.
Round and round we go. Poor lost souls.
Using Thresh's artifacts, they were stirring the black mist, creating impassable walls and weakening Makai by infecting his roots. Makai sensed that Ahri's ancestors, the Vesani, had traveled to the Blessed Isles long before the ruination, and their vaults lay deep beneath the isles. Chapter 8. The Vesani Legacy. On the shores of the Shadow Isles, Ahri finally discovered the truth about her people. The Vesani were a Vastayan tribe of innovators and mages who had brought great magic and progress to the Blessed Isles. They were wiped out by the ruination, the catastrophic magical disaster that twisted the Isles into their current, haunted state. In the vaults below, Ahri found remnants of their knowledge, their memories, their history, their essence. She discovered a facility capable of transferring these memories into sunstones. Inspired by the Vesani's legacy and their desire to bring good into the world, Ahri made a decision. She would no longer be defined by her regrets or her stolen memories. She would carry the Vesani legacy forward, traveling the world in search of other remnants of her tribe. Her goal now is to create new memories of her own making. Chapter 9. The Reluctant Protector. Today, Ahri roams Runeterra. She is no longer the mindless predator she once was. She has become a somewhat reluctant but empathetic protector of life. She uses her powers carefully, sometimes feeding on the essence of criminals and the wicked, trying to assuage her hunger without harming the innocent. She is still connected to the spirit realm, still a fox like Vestaya, and the hunger is still a part of her. But she now has a purpose. She carries the memory of her lover and the legacy of her lost tribe, hoping that by bringing good into the world, she can finally find her true place in it.
There's beauty in even the smallest moments.